So this is TFC, and we're back. This is Rob again. Remember him?
Hey.
He's been here twice. This is Wolfgang.
I'm new.
Wolfgang's new. He was an Olympic level discus thrower.
I tried out for
You
the
tried
Olympics,
out?
Yeah.
And he also used to do Greco-Roman wrestling. So we got two different types of ground fighters, BJJ and Greco-Roman. And I'm just the guy that can kick ass. So here we got the British guys. They already came off their win against the Brazilians. They kicked the Brazilians' ass, which Rob saw last time.
These guys, they have strong hands.
Yeah, they got strong hands. They're boxers.
Look at these guys.
So this is Sergey. He's picking the other opponents for the Brazilians. This is Slavyanin on the right. And they're going to fight the Latvians. These are the crazy-ass Latvians. This event is being held in Latvia, in Riha, Latvia. And Medved, that's I forgot what this guy's name is. But
Sanda
TFC, that's their name.
Oh, okay.
So classic Eastern European Janka. He has a smile. He's like stern.
It's just stone face with stoic.
Yep.
All right.
And he's a Pankration fighter. So the other, I guess what Greco-Roman wrestling became, Pankration.
Okay.
I guess so.
Yeah.
What are they eating? This is Slavyanin. He's passed away. He was fighting the Ukrainian rebels. So he's no longer with us.
He died?
He died after this fight.
In the Ukraine uprising.
In the Ukraine uprising. So this is the official commentary guy, Jim Cooley. He was an MMA fighter before. I don't remember what his record was, but we're gonna be better commentators than him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So this is some samples from before.
Oh wow.
Dang, they can do 12 to 6 elbows,
Yeah.
huh? Oh, that's nuts.
So there's only 3 rules, which is, or there's 5 rules that I know of. No eye hits, no hits to the throat,
Trachea.
no hits to the groin, and then no biting. And then when someone's holding you down, the other person, only one person can hit you. So there's multiple attackers on one is allowed, but you can't all be smashed in the head.
Communicate.
You have to take turns basically beating to a pulp.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if you look at the breakdown, we have the British. The British are on the left. They got 3 MMA fighters and then other boxers. And there's actually 3 brothers. And then on the right side's the PFC, the Latvians, and they're all Pankration or wrestling guys.
Oh, you got brothers over here too?
Yeah, you got 3 brothers over here.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you're fighting with your brothers, it's like it's a whole other level. It's like no one touching my brother.
Wow. Okay. Wow, dude, that's crazy.
So this is the team captain, the nose dude.
Wow. You got the boxers.
So he's teasing that they have strategy, you know. It's 5-on-5, we're thinking. Because last game, they switched up the opponents last minute and knocked one of the Brazilian guys immediately out.
This is...
And he's the team captain of the Latvians. So, and he lost the last season, he went in and he lost. He was the first one out, and then they got defeated by the Polish. So they got a grudge on their shoulders. And then the sexy women come dancing, very Eastern European, you know, they don't got like, ooh, you objectify, nothing.
Yeah,
That's how I dry myself off when I come out of the shower.
That's awesome.
with a chain.
You dry it, except with a chain.
with a chain.
So
They say air dry your hair, that's just what I do. I just
exactly.
roll it around.
So for those of you, since Candace is not on camera, Candace is sitting to the left. Oh, sorry, Gabby. This is Gabby. She's also watching. So she's sitting to the left of Rob. So these dancers, you know, the outfit got more skimpy. It wasn't this skimpy last season, but they just dance, get people excited. They also got more gorgeous this season. Last season, the women weren't as gorgeous.
When they were pretty ugly, or what?
Yeah.
The budget went up.
Yeah, the budget went up. So yeah, this
bringing the
They stopped doing cattle calls.
Yeah,
That's hilarious. Okay. All right.
exactly. So and there's always a split. Wow, this is a long dance.
Yeah.
We want to get to the fighting. Come on. Svetlana, she's the announcer. Less men standing.
I've never seen anything where it's like 5-on-5. You're saying 5-on-5,
Yeah.
right? Oh my god.
This is Sergey Domin. He is the head judge, or the referee, head judge.
Okay.
So now they come out.
Brawlers.
Brawlers.
All right.
And so we can, so they're fresh off a win, so they're feeling confident. But again, the Latvians are a different breed than the Brazilians.
Oh wow.
So
So which one is the Grecos?
The Grecos are going to come out.
Okay.
So these are the Latvians. Many of them do Pankration, so they're the Grecos.
Wow.
Yep.
This is.
Yep, he's the toughest dude, Slavyanin, but unfortunately he passed away.
He died?
Yeah, he died after this fight. He went to help the rebels fight. So in Ukraine. So he got killed
Russia
in a shootout.
invaded Ukraine.
And he got shot.
Yeah. So these are the British people are just hooligans. These Latvians are probably all criminals. So it's like a different level.
Oh wow.
The Polish were even worse. Like last season when the Polish fought, the Polish were strong-armed for the official Polish mafia. So it was like, and the American MMA fighters were fighting these guys.
And they had to wear masks.
Yeah,
right?
they had to wear masks to protect their identity because they were wanted by police.
Oh wow. This is.
Yeah, that's why this is not allowed in the U.S. So now they shake hands, and then Sergey says, "Keep the rules," and then
They just go. They just go and beat each other up.
exactly.
Wow. Okay.
It was Braveheart style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Braveheart
Seriously,
style.
it's looks.
So you're gonna see. There's absolutely the British people are gonna try to have strategy, right? Because that's what they tease.
And that's the guy that died.
Yeah,
you
that's
said.
the guy that died a year later. So they go. See, strategy. Opponent switched up, but he missed the guy.
Oh wow.
So blows being traded. 2 fights on the ground.
Look at these two guys over here. They're.
Yeah, there were 2 guys were ganging up on one, and it's this chaos, absolute chaos, like a hooligan fight.
Oh.
He's trying to take him
They
down.
taking him down.
Yeah,
Oh.
with the knees, whizzer, guillotine. Oh, he's
Tapped
gone.
out.
He is gone. See, now it's 4 and 5 now.
Oh man.
So it's the British are probably gonna lose because see, the 2 big guys are
Yes.
now.
Oh man.
See, so
Down.
he's down, and now the other guy's head kicking him.
Soccer kick.
Kicking him in the head, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
On the face.
Yeah, that's brutal.
That's brutal.
This is he's.
The referee should step in.
Yep.
Yeah. He's not even holding back.
And this guy is on the ropes. He's also turned away. He's still protecting himself. And then, oh no.
Oh, armbar, and he's
Yeah,
tapped
he
out.
should tap.
Tapped.
The
Good.
referee
Oh, there's a
stepped
guy another guy.
There's another guy right underneath them.
It was a 2-on-2 fight.
in. These blue guys have got really good jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
Like they're smothering them.
They are smothering. Exactly. Like you said, Rob, last time, they didn't give any space.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's gone. And that's
it?
That's it.
Wow.
5-on-5 fighting.
Very fast.
When one guy messes up,
Just when the brawlers were looking good in their first
That was quick.
that was so quick.
What was that, like a minute?
That was less than a minute, I think. And so what's going to happen next is they're going to break down an individual fight, and they're going to show it, and we can break it down too. I'll use the 2 of you as experts. So this is a sportsman part. They go and they should shake hands, I believe. I don't know. Maybe not.
No knockouts.
No knockouts.
No, all tap outs.
Oh, these guys are.
PFC Riga, Latvia.
So Riga, Latvia, the stand-up PFC Latvian team has won. They're like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, I mean those guys are just much bigger.
much
They're
bigger.
much bigger.
Now it's an interview.
Janka.
Yep. So he's talking about how he felt like the turning point was when the other guy came to help him, and then he felt good.
His friend came to help that meant that
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he just called it. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where he got him right in the nose.
Yep. And this is where the other guy held the guy down. Medved held the British guy down with John.
Oh,
Yep, right on the face.
yeah.
5-on-3, 5-on-2, so on and
So that's Kuvalda. He looks like Janka's little brother. I don't know if they're related, or I'm just being racist.
That was unfortunate. 10 guys, and I don't think I sleep with anyone.
Of course, the girl would make that
Yeah.
comment.
They're all ugly.
Okay, so this is a breakdown of each fight. 22-year-old MMA boxer from the UK, and he's gonna fight. Who's he gonna fight? We'll see.
He looks small.
He looks very small compared to
These
Who's
guys
he fighting?
easily have 20
yeah
pounds on
Medved.
Easily.
He's 33 wrestling.
He's my age.
Yeah, and he's
Medved versus Charlie.
Wow.
So Medved versus Charlie, and then see they try to do a opponent switch, but then Medved goes over there. You see, he goes to the left and helps out his friend. So their strategy backfires.
He's throwing those knees. He's throwing those knees.
And he throws a big right hand.
And so Medved,
And now they're in
I
the
felt like he missed that punch. But anyways, they're on the ground. And he goes, he's the one that got the guillotine.
Well, this is good to see the Greco. This is where it comes in handy because Greco is pretty much all on the ground,
Yeah.
controlling the fight, right?
Yeah, these blue guys, I saw one of them had tremendous you know, hip power. He just got his hips underneath the other guy, picked him up and took him down, got side control immediately.
And I think Charlie got his nose broken.
22, 30, he's taller.
He's taller, but Medved had way more, had 30 more kilograms.
Oh my
kilograms, not pounds.
Not pounds, yeah. Big difference.
So this is the big Science brother. He's a boxer.
98 kilos.
98 kilos. Let's see who he's fighting.
He's heavy. He's heavier than me.
Yeah. 98 kilos versus Kuvalda. Kuvalda's 95. So this one's pretty evenly matched.
Even.
Yeah.
He's tall.
He's very tall. He's got a reach advantage.
Yeah.
He looks scared.
He looks very scared.
He's like, what am I doing?
And then you see the opponent switch happens. It gets all crazy. Kuvalda got a good punch on the other. Oh, he took him down.
Yeah.
He got his hips underneath the other guy and just took him right to the
Took him right in the ground, and then they're fighting. We get him good punch on the face. Right there, he misses the kick though. And then Kuvalda's they're throwing these hammer fists.
Yeah.
And he's kicking and
Hammer. Oh. These guys, I don't know. These guys are dancing right here. I don't know what they're doing.
doing the knees.
They're looking for
and
ankles.
Kuvalda's on top. And
He's hitting he's kneeing that kidney right there.
He should. So right here, because he's got an inferior position, he should have let go of the leg. He should have.
Yeah.
He should have shrimped out. Should have gone out the back.
The
door
British
here.
guy, he should have let go of the leg. Yeah. But
Right.
he probably isn't experienced on the ground.
Oh, he's getting the arm bar. Is that an arm bar?
And then
arm bar. And shit! I thought he's gonna bust that arm.
Kuvalda also won with a submission. So Medved, the wrestler, won with a submission, and Kuvalda also won with a submission. So the Latvians won with 2 submissions so far.
Yeah, you could tell they just had superior grappling.
Yeah, way superior grappling.
These guys, 170 and 170, 98. Yeah. Okay.
So Greco-Roman background.
Yeah.
And then here's our nose guy, the captain, our favorite. He's a boxer named Justice. That's such a hooligan.
181 pounds. All right.
So, and he's fighting Riha, the team captain from the other team. This guy is very skilled, but he's definitely the weakest link on the Latvian team.
He looked, his upper body looks kind of small.
So they go and they're trading blows. Oh, but he takes him.
Oh, wow.
That's an amazing
He
throw.
used the guy's momentum against him. He just got right out of the way and took him.
And see, he's on the ground and now he's struggling. Medved didn't even need to help Riha.
He's trying to turn into him, which is good, but the problem is he gives up his neck in the process.
Yep.
There.
Yeah.
And but he broke free.
Yeah.
So now they're boxing.
Ooh.
He's good. He's got the double
Got the
wizard on
wizards.
top.
Oh, his
What is
head's
the security guy?
Oh, he's on the other side. He's wrapped around the ropes there. Okay. That's the nose guy.
The nose guy, yep. He's
Okay.
like, come on, go back in. And then they're in.
And you're off.
He's got a body lock here.
Oh, he's got a body lock. He's gonna try and throw him over if he can.
But he got the ropes. He's clinging to the rope. The guy.
He's trying to do some dirty boxing.
Trying to do some dirty
That's what yeah.
And Justice keeps looking behind him. I think he's
Then he needs help. He's like, someone help me. But then, unfortunately, the Latvian comes.
Oh.
And that's Kuvalda's big
Boom.
right there.
Turning point. For
Yeah, hit
See
him in
that
the
guy?
head. Knocks him.
Bigger nose.
Oh man, he's got whiplash.
And then he's gone. He lost.
yeah.
So Riha wins this. And you can tell he's very technical. That throw.
Yeah.
It might not be the biggest guy, but the reason Riha lost last time was because the biggest Polish guy got him,
Yeah.
and he wasn't looking.
Okay, 192.
Jeez Louise.
Wow. Yeah, you get that one pop right on the nose, man. Or on the jaw. You're done.
Yeah. It's,
Another Science brother, MMA fighter. He's got 90 pounds. Let's see who he's fighting. I think he's fighting Slavyanin, or no, he's fighting Janka.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fighting someone 10 pounds, almost
240 pounds.
Yeah. Or 20 kilograms. He's got 20 kilograms on the guy. It's
He's defending. He's
that was
keep.
good belly.
Yeah. Look at him. He's just. You can when
I'm
he.
not sure why he tried to
Yeah,
grapple
don't
with
grapple
guy.
this big guy. Come on.
He's grappling and he's got the weight
He's got
advantage.
The knees are getting tossed.
Right there. Oh,
He
he's
got him.
got him.
right
Little
here.
rabbit punches, what are they called?
Oh,
Oh, but then Janka got the elbows.
Yeah.
he's not connecting any of those knees though. Oh, there he is. Oh, dead leg.
Those suck so
They're
bad.
They
both.
do.
He's trying though. The Science brother's still trying.
He really.
I'm surprised they didn't throw him
Now
down. right now.
Medved comes and takes him.
Ah,
And this is what we saw earlier. All the head kicks.
that's.
Oh.
Ah.
See, that look hit his groin. And then on the face,
Right there. Oh,
hammer fist, or these little haymakers, whatever they're called.
it's just so brutal.
Soccer kick on the head.
Men are crazy.
This is so. I mean,
I would never do this.
no, I would never. No, this is.
Sanctioned backyard brawl.
And
Yeah.
at this point, like you guys said earlier, the referee should have stepped in and stopped it already.
100%.
What's the point of letting this continue?
Yeah, I mean, 2 men on one if you're super trained and the other guys aren't trained, but still, these guys are like literally 30 pounds heavier than this one guy.
It's just. It's like a straight up gang brawl.
Wow. And it looked like before they stopped it, Janka was trying to go in for a rear naked choke. I saw him stick his arm in.
Yeah. Yeah, he was protecting his face at the same time as protecting his neck, but even so, like, you gotta, at some point you have to realize that the time is not favoring you, and you've got to either go on the offensive or tap out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Janka's got like 42 pounds on him.
Crazy.
I've never heard of this.
I've never heard of this. This is all new to me. Jerry, you're introducing me to something I've never seen before.
And this is another reason for those of you watching to not get into fights, man. So Slavyanin, he's 104 kilos. He's very tall. Let's see.
104 kilos? So he's up there with Janka then.
He's up there with Janka.
Okay.
And see, I mean, he just double leg takedown. Man.
Double leg. That's straight up Greco right there.
The guy goes for the butterfly guard.
We call that
and then he gets help though. His friend goes, but then he just gets
back,
crazy.
yeah.
Oh.
And so Slavyanin got sandwiched in the middle because he has a guy and another guy is trying to help him.
Yeah.
I think his mistake was that he tried to go for the jiu-jitsu really early on in the fight, and you know, when you're fighting with these 5-on-5 type things, jiu-jitsu is not meant for 5-on-5. Jiu-jitsu is meant for usually 1-on-1.
Yeah. I see. So, but the British guy, as Wolfgang pointed out, was kneeing Slavyanin from the bottom.
Right in the bottom, right in that kidney.
Yeah, right in the kidney.
Good side control here. He's got his hip on the ground.
He's trying to. The British guy trying to bridge.
Yeah.
But Slavyanin is too big. And then, that was a right there.
Oh, you look at his expression. His expression.
Was that at the kidney?
I think spine.
Oh, the spine. Ow. Oh.
I mean, you kicking his spine.
Look, he's aching from that one for sure. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I would tap out too, man.
Feel that in the morning.
No way. He's like, ha 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 ha. That's what he's doing. That's crazy. It is barbaric, right?
So you see, it's 83 kilos versus 104 kilos. Why was he grappling? Why are you grappling the guy 20 pounds more than you?
You just he's got the weight advantage. Oh, I grappled these ladies.
But so that's the end of that. And
that was ridiculous.
That was. So Wolfgang, your first time watching this, what do you think?
This is I'm kind of, my mind's kind of just like.
Come up with a strategy. What would your strategy
Yeah, what would
be?
your strategy be?
My strategy, if I would just run, or I would team up with, I'd go to I'd find like my next biggest teammate. If it's you and I are on the same team, I'd be like, okay, Rob,
Back to back. Yeah.
like our backs against each other, and we're just trying to like pop everybody off. Or I mean, my thing is like as Greco, I just end up on the ground, like try and tap people out if I could, but arm bars. Everything, gut wrenches. I don't know. Like this is just so barbaric. It's like a fight out just East LA, right?
I think you got to go with as many quick finishes as you possibly can. You got
to knock them out really quick.
The 3 seconds that it takes to choke somebody out with a rear naked choke is too much time. People can run across the cage and kick you in the face while you're trying to choke someone out.
Yeah.
So you got to go with a quick finish, and that's knockouts. And these guys that are 30 kilos less than the other people, it's like. You have a speed advantage, so you have to use that speed advantage. You want to keep the distance and then close the distance quickly, knock them out as fast as you possibly can, and then move on. But I don't understand this whole idea of like looking at like one opponent. I would constantly be looking at all three,
all four, whatever. Yeah, because they're looking, and then as soon as they charge each other, they like swap almost, right?
Yeah, that was the British strategy. Normally, if you look at other fights, they just charge each other. There's no try and even attempt at strategy.
Interesting.
So this was a special case.
Now, was it like if I was like gonna charge these guys, and I see the guy in front of me, and he's smaller, and the guy next to me, you think their strategy, there's like a purpose behind that? Like,
I think so.
To get the knockout the biggest guy first or
That's
something?
what I would do. I would take the two strongest people on my team, would try and take out the strongest person on their team immediately.
Yeah.
Like you beat Goliath first because that's a psychological advantage on against your team. Once
like Janka, try and take out that Janka guy right away or whatever.
Or take out Slavyanin.
So yeah, get them out of the picture, and then
as soon as their captain is fallen, then they're like, oh shit, captain's fallen. Now what? And that's where
boom, and just dominate.
Exactly.
This is crazy, Jerry. Thank you for introducing me to this.
Absolutely.
That's exactly
This
what
is
I was thinking.
yeah. And I know.
Right there. You're Rob, totally.
yeah, straight gangster.
She's like,
Look at this girl. She's gangster. Don't mess with her.
This is crazy. No, it's really barbaric, as you were saying. It's super barbaric.
The closest thing I can think that resembles this is there's this thing in Italy called Calcico Florentino.
Yeah.
And basically, it's like the precursor to football, but instead of tackling, they fight.
Yeah.
So you have a wall of people in the scrimmage fighting, and then you got people who are like the quarterbacks or whatever trying to pass the ball and score a goal. But if you look at how they play it, they're very strategic. The people in the front, they don't charge. They slowly... They're almost not parallel, but they're as close to parallel as possible.
Interesting, okay.
And they slowly walk up and they box each other, and whoever gets on the ground, they help each other. So I think if I were in this match, I'd tell my 5 teammates, look, we have to be like a Roman testudo.
phalanx, yeah.
We have to be very, very careful, and we can't charge. Every single match, except potentially the ones that the Americans were in, they all just charge.
They charge.
Because it's the adrenaline.
Yeah.
But you have to keep your adrenaline in check, and remember, there's strategy to this, or else it's going to be a free-for-all.
It's like whoever's like, if you're ever in a fight, it's like whoever's the calmest, it usually has the advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So I guess what you're saying is that kind of makes sense. It's just like, don't panic.
Yeah.
Keep it cool, man, and that's kind of how you approach it, because then you're not fighting out of adrenaline. You're it's like more structured, I guess.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, that's
so. And Rob
bananas.
said this last time, or maybe it was Hank, but do like the football thing. Remember you were talking about that?
Scrimmage type thing. Yeah. I feel like the what you were talking about is kind of like rugby, but like to the extreme.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I gotta feel like there's got to be something to the whole phalanx idea.
Yeah.
Like you have like a checkered situation where the people in the front try to disable their hands. They try to like body lock their hands. The people in the back can come over the top and just start going for the knockout. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Somebody tries to go for the arms. Other person just comes over and tries to go for the chin.
Yeah.
knock those chins, man. Dude,
And leg kicks. The one thing that's totally underutilized in this entire thing is leg kicks.
Yeah.
Nobody's throwing leg kicks.
No.
And I don't, especially for the smaller guys that are taking on the big guys, you gotta go for the legs. You gotta go for the knees.
Give them those dead legs right in the quads, man.
Yeah.
Paralyze them. No, it's. I can't stress enough, dude. It's so barbaric.
It's so
barbaric. Yeah.
And you definitely don't ever want to be stuck in a situation like this, but it gets you thinking, like, what if you're walking down the street and let's say a gang attacks you, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have to have some sort of strategy.
You have to.
You don't want to just all start running or do something. You have to plan something.
I mean,
So this shows, like, this is what happens when people don't plan the fights. It's just, well, the British tried, but their little swap-up strategy didn't work.
Didn't work at all. No, it's like the confusion. It's like running a flank or like a pattern on a football field. They're just like, boosh, you know? Yeah, when you think about it, it's like when you put it in perspective, imagine this happening just on the street out here in LA.
Where do you guys hang out? This would
I mean, we're not far from like...
we're in Playa Vista.
Especially if you go to that Dave and Buster's down the street, you know?
Yeah.
That's where it starts intersections, and then you keep going.
You keep going,
Mike
it kind of gets dirty over there. Yeah, I don't...
That's where you keep the brass knuckles.
That or a roll of quarters in your pockets, guys. That's what you got to do. I don't know. You have to. Actually, I've only been in that situation once where I got jumped, and you just start throwing haymakers.
Yeah.
You just kind of black out at
Keep
some
your
point.
elbows in.
How many people jumped you?
Oh man, this was years ago in Canada. People fighting in Canada.
So Canadians jumped you? Were you on a filmmaking thing?
No, this was years ago before I even moved to the US, but it was
So you're a Canadian?
I'm Canadian.
We got a Canuck here.
Yeah, I'm Canadian. It was just, I think I was meeting up, there was a girl involved, there's an ex-girlfriend, whatever.
Always.
She
Of course.
kind of set me up, and then I was walking up to where she was, and then I just saw like just in the distance, like an apartment complex, and all these guys just start coming out.
Oh shit!
But she called her new boyfriend and was like, "Hey," she set me up basically.
Yeah. What did you do to her?
I think the question is, what did she do to him?
Exactly.
Someone who's that scheming to get him jumped.
Exactly.
Wow. So like you saw guys coming. Did you even have time to run, or were you like, okay?
Well, I didn't have time. No, I didn't have any time. Basically, before I saw the guys coming, I backtrack. I got out of the car, locked my car, and I heard like a whistle. You know when a bottle's thrown in the air, you hear the
Yeah.
and I got hit in the head with a bottle. So I went down, and that's when I looked up and cut to, I see guys pouring out, and then before you know it, I'm surrounded. So I was just like, shit. So then they just start coming up. They start coming at me. What are you doing here? And I was like, well, she started texting me. I gave her the phone, and he just threw my phone at my car, and people busting out my car window. But I mean, they just all came at me. And at that point, what you were saying, you put your elbows up and you just start looking for openings, and you just start trying to hit people.
And they were all like body.
They're just body hitting you. And luckily, thank God, luckily it was in front of a house, and the lady saw what was going on. She called the cops in, and I didn't even see it, but like cops, they parked down the street, but they snuck in through the bushes, and they just went out and like took everybody out. And I just explained my side, and it was drug related. These guys are not like, they weren't like a very good group of people in the town I was from.
Well, another lesson is date better women, man.
Date better women, yeah. But I mean, I didn't have any bruises or anything. Like I got out
Even
pretty
from
good.
the bottle.
The bottle. I actually had like a cyst that I had removed off my head, but like I had a boil that formed from getting hit in the head with a bottle. But other than that, like I was pretty good. I just kind of protected myself. I think it's like the whole Greco-Roman thing where I just, protecting, hit, protect, and I didn't even end up on the ground.
And did you use the car as sort of a shield in the back?
I used it to push off of. So when they were all coming at me all at once, I had it so no one could at least get behind me.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
So your back was protected because his back was leaning against the car.
Yeah.
So that he at least.
And I was wrestling. Yeah, and I was wrestling to get in the car. I was trying to get the handle so I could get in and just drive away. And then every time I tried to open a door, they would just close it. Of course,
they would close it, and then
so it was just
opening the door, you're opening up.
I'm like trying to I'm trying to like defend myself, and then again, thank God this cops came because I probably would have got
really beat up.
Really beat up.
A couple pounds heavier than her.
I was 90 pounds heavier.
So you were, Wolfgang, how tall are you? 6'3"?
6'2.5".
You're 6'2", yeah. And so you were back then. You had your Greco-Roman pounds.
I had my pounds and stuff, and I was I threw discus competitively, and I went to represent Canada at the Olympics and stuff. I never made the Olympics, but it was a privilege to just go there and be considered. But I was a big dude at the time. But I'm like 180 right now. But 260 was my biggest.
Little known fact that when you do the little punching machines at like whatever some Dave and Buster's thing, like the discus apparently really helps with your punching power because every time we do that, Wopie cleans house.
Wow.
Wopie will just, because it's all in the twisting of the torque. It's all the torque of
discus
the
is all
torso.
that. Yeah, it's basically the same concept. When you're punching, you don't really punch with your it's all in your legs. Yeah. So using your legs to create that whip with throwing discus, that's kind of how I was trained and taught. But yeah, I used to be a big guy. 260, big dude. Yeah, I'm like 185 right now, soaking wet. But but yeah, that was I was jumped, dude. It freaking sucked, and all over girls. So women, man,
It happened.
Yeah.
don't let it happen. I was young. I was like 19.
You're
21 or
19.
something. Yeah.
Have you ever gotten jumped?
I've never gotten jumped. I'm always looking for the out, obviously, but there was one time where this guy who was clearly on drugs was like threatening somebody that was with me, and I remember thinking like, okay, what's gonna happen after I hit him? Like I'm always thinking a couple of steps ahead because like this guy, I had given him sort of the line in the sand, and I was like, don't come past this. If you come past this, I'm gonna consider it a threat. And I'm gonna hit you first. I'm never gonna wait for somebody to hit first.
Exactly.
I'm always gonna hit first, hit fast. But I gave him the line in the sand and everything, and he kept on approaching and all that stuff. But eventually what happened was, I'm thinking that because of my training, because of my background, I know that I could take this guy out. But so it helps me not have to hit him.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? It helps
for
me
sure,
to be able to
for
walk
sure.
away. But at the same time, I'm thinking, if I do have to hit him, how can I catch him before he hits the concrete? Because I don't want his head popping open if he hits the concrete and all that stuff. So that's what I was thinking. And then I needed to make it real for him because he was on drugs and he had a dog with him. I was like, listen, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to drop you. then I'm going to take your dog. And when I told him that I was going to take his dog, he realized, oh wait, this is what's going to really happen, and then he walked away.
Yeah.
But I had to threaten something that he mattered to him because he didn't matter to himself apparently. So I had to say, hey, I'm going to take your dog.
In the end, fighting's no good. It's a last resort. The only time I really got really beat up, because I used to be a bouncer too. I was a bouncer in Ottawa in Canada, but I bounced with my brother. But my brother is really the only person in my entire life that really threw me a beating. But other than that, yeah, it's just.
So you got into a fight with your brother?
My oldest brother's bigger than me, and he's still bigger than me. And he's a big boy. He met him, but big dude. I mean, he's got the tats, the sleeves, and everything. But he was like a fighter, and I mean, together at the bar, we'd throw some beatings. But like, he's like the one person in my life that could really throw me a beating.
He broke someone's orbital bone, right?
Yeah, he's done so much.
This is the orbital bone, right? Here?
Yeah. He like broke this whole thing. This guy's eye like popped out of the socket.
Oh yeah.
Popped him really hard. Bang.
Oh, but he's also been hurt too. There was one time we got in this huge brawl after a nightclub. It was a nightclub we bounced at, and it kind of like everybody just started fighting. It was like bouncers versus everybody else. So we're all just throwing punches, and I just remember he was gonna swing to punch this dude, and the guy's buddy came up and hooked underneath his arm. Oh. And he tore his pectoral. Oh. So he was black and blue. Now to this day, my older brother, I mean, if he's ever to watch this, I mean, he'll vouch for it. Like, he has it's like an indentation by his pectoral muscle from tearing it.
Wow.
So imagine going for a full punch and someone hooks you.
Yeah,
and then you're like, you're done.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, we were fighting.
You know, I've heard so many bouncer stories, and I've heard many stories of bouncers fighting, like a group of bouncers together fighting a group of people.
It happens all the time. Yeah, it's because usually when people go out to the bars, it's not just one person, it's their group of friends. You know?
One time, this hood rat stepped on my Louis Vuitton. I was like, oh, hell no!
Stabbed her with your Louis Vuittons.
That's
I
funny.
took out my hairpin, and I just started aiming for her eye.
Aim for eye, you're like, how dare you? It's like, no. But yeah, no, fighting last resort.
Yeah,
I don't. I'll try and talk my way out of fight now. I'm too old for that shit.
Tell your brother to get on collagen, because collagen helps with tears, muscle tears.
Oh, really?
He can actually regenerate his muscle if you
that's pretty
collagen.
cool.
He's been trying to do it because he used to have a really big bench. Collagen for, was it muscle tears?
Muscle tears,
Well,
tendon tears.
maybe your brother can guest on this show. I'd love to hear some of his stories.
No, dude, he could tell you
Crazy
some stories. I mean, he was telling you some back in July, you know, but yeah, he's got some crazy stories. Even when we went out at the club, we almost got kicked out of the club. Remember?
When we were in Florida, his brother wasn't belligerent, but they accused him of being belligerent.
Uh-huh.
So like these bouncers kind of swarmed him, and then they started to walk him out back, and what they were going to do is probably throw him out.
Yeah.
But me and Wolfgang and probably about
a bunch of other
4 or
dudes.
5 other guys just walked behind them, and once they realized that we were all behind them, they quickly changed their tune. It was kind of how
They're like, oh, you can come back in. But
So that was an almost fight.
it was an almost fight. This was my bachelor party too. This was my bachelor party. Yeah.
Oh, does your wife know about this?
I don't think she
Oh,
does.
will she be okay with this?
And actually, oh yeah, God,
The
no.
funny thing was that your brother was trying to explain it to them. He's like, I'm a bouncer.
It's like it's like this is fine. Like there's nothing wrong here. I think it's because there was an altercation with the host.
Yeah.
Trying to like stoop us on money or trying to be stingent. I don't know what it was, but yeah. So that's it. It almost turned into a fight, but they realized they were outnumbered. But yeah, that was in Florida.
That was crazy.
You know.
I only have 2 stories from my recent, because I try to also, whenever I can, even if it makes me look like a wuss and I run away, I do, because it's like, it's not worth it. But 2 incidents, 2013, I was in a very packed bar, we're trying to squeeze past people, and one guy, he was drunk, he pushed me real hard.
Oh.
So I just smiled, it's like DR, I smiled, I got back in his face, not this close, but I'm like, really? You really want to do it?
Yeah.
And he smiled back and he backed off. He's like, no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's a way of disarming.
Right.
Another time, this was last year, or no, this was 2015, because I've been in LA for a year, so I can't believe it.
This is
but
recent.
this was right before I came to LA in 2015. There's this really weird, like crazy dude in New York City. I was in New York City with Caroline and Marie. If you guys see this, you remember this. And he was like showing us. I don't think it was a knife, but it was something weird. And he was showing it to us.
Like a box knife?
I don't know what it was, but it was something weird. He was trying to show it to us, right? And then we're trying to walk away, and because they've been in New York for like 3 years, they just start running. They're like, fuck it. Right, I'm there by myself now. and the guy's like still crazy showing us this thing. I don't think it was being belligerent, but I just do when you feel threatened, right? You just raise your hand very casually. I'm like, dude, okay,
It's like
back off.
It's okay, yeah.
It's okay. I'm not here to do anything. You back off. And then he saw that, and he's like, oh, this guy is prepared to strike, so he left.
Oh,
so
interesting.
I had two
Okay.
close calls, but both the time I didn't act aggressively, but I act like I'm prepared.
Yeah.
And usually that's enough. If they have any sort of brain, they have enough. They'll back off, or
Yeah.
they'll allow you to back off.
Yep.
So those are my two sort of stories. And I don't intend to get into a fight unless I got these two.
Back, Jerry.
Boom. Yeah, I like I said, I avoid
Playa
negotiation.
Yeah, Playa Vista, all the engineers. Yeah.
On beach.
Palm Beach.
Palm Beach, bro.
So guys, this was Wolfgang and Rob, and we watched TFC
And Gabby.
and Gabby.
And Gabby.
Little cameos. But again, Mike and Jody, thanks again for connecting me with TFC. I love you guys, and if you ever come to LA, I'd love to meet you guys in person.
And we can train. if
Yeah,
you
we
want.
got a team. We can bounce stories and ideas off each other.
We can
Oh,
go
yeah.
into King's MMA or Fabricio's gym on Lincoln. We've got lots of options.
Yeah.
Nice. And I'm sure the Latvians would love to train with the
Tell me,
Americans.
yeah, King's MMA is blown up. We have a gym in Anaheim now. With,
wow,
with
okay.
Benil Dariush is heading that up with, and then also who else? Oh, they're doing a King's MMA in Hollywood now. Also.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I
So
didn't
there's
know that.
3 different King's MMA gyms you can go to.
That's
which is
awesome.
Options.
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 All right, guys, this was Fight Commentary Breakdown. Press the subscribe button and click the little bell button to get more notifications in the future.
Beautiful.
All right, thank you.
Adios.